want to take some time now to talk about the user interface of the Sphero Turf Research app. In setting up a run, one of the first things you want to do is you want to make sure you set your trial name to the name you want to save it as. And you can hit the top right hand corner here and it automatically saves as trial 1. But you can give it any name you want. You can call it today, let's call it just any name you want. You can save that. When you do that, what's going to happen is if you have any data saved at that point, it's going to delete all of that if you change that trial name. Okay, so that's important to understand. Now, as you're going through and you do individual runs, you can name each individual run whatever name you want to give it. So you do a run, maybe you do putting green number 1, or maybe you want to do multiple runs on putting green number 1. So we'll call it green 1.1 or -1, something like that. We can save that, and now we can do a run, and we can name the next run green 1.2, and you can do multiple runs on individual greens, and you can keep up with those. In order to make sure you're calibrated correctly and you've got the direction set correctly, you need to make sure you go through the calibrate mode, which is here. But we'll demonstrate that in another video. And then you need to make sure you have the correct mode set. We know the most about, and we recommend the lapse mode. That collects a lot of data. Limp mode can be used for dropping the ball. Jump mode makes the ball jump into the air with over a defined time, but we're really focused on lap mode right now. And then any of the other settings that you want to change. We highly recommend that you use 42 Hertz for your data rate, a speed of 30 for putting greens. Number of laps should be 8, so it's going to go down and back 4 times. And then we want the lap run time to be 3 seconds. Okay? And then one of the things too is you don't want to collect too much data as it's running. You want to the before and after rotation delay. You want that to be 1 second, and then it'll compute your total time it's going to take for that run. Those are really what we classify as our default settings. Okay, so we save those, and now we're ready for a run. If you've got your Sphero, if everything's green, that means your Sphero is connected, and you can hit the run button at this point in time, and it will proceed with a run once you've got everything set. All the data will begin to fill in at this point in time once the run is completed, and it'll tell you some of the various data that we're collecting related to position, velocity, acceleration, and then the combined acceleration data as well as the gyroscope data dealing with pitch, roll, and yaw. So that's the basic setup for a run. If you want to sleep your Sphero, you just hit the sleep button, and what it will do is it will disconnect with Sphero at that point in time. Then once Sphero is disconnected, if you want to reconnect, you just have to wake Sphero back up, and it'll start blinking again, and your app will reconnect to Sphero. And once you're done with that, what you can do, see everything's back green. Once you're done with that, what you can do is you may want to save at that point in time. We don't have any run data, but if you hit the save button, you'll be allowed to export that to Google Drive, Dropbox, any other program you have installed that's data storage. And also, you can simply just email it to yourself, or if you're on wireless, if you're in wireless network, you can connect via wireless network. Lots of options there for uploading and moving the data around. That's the basics of the user interface then.